Everyone, welcome back. My name is Christine. This is Mr. Bangles, and this is Mr. Bangles' wife. We found her yesterday at a thrift store and we couldn't leave her behind, so she is now part of our team. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Today we are going to upcycle a pair of earrings that I purchased from the dollar store, so our Dollarama here. This was a pair of earrings that had a series of dangly cubic zirconias on them. As soon as I saw them, I'm like, I want these stones. They're drilled. I'm going to put them in with the turquoise bracelet that I had found in the bag that my sister-in-law had given me. Some of the metal in the bracelet was a little tarnished, so I thought, let's upcycle it. We are going to use 2 jump rings with a lobster clasp. I have pre-cut some aluminum that we're going to make our eye pins out of. We're going to use round nose pliers to bend the eye pins. I like to use the crimping tool to hold on to the metal as I'm working. I like the teeth that are in there. We also use the cutters, and we may need to use them if our wire is too long. So let's go ahead and get started and make our first eye pin. You can see we've laid out our pattern. Very important to start that way, as we know from a previous tutorial that I did where I actually missed a hole, and we don't want to have anything like that happen again. So just making an eye pin there. We're going to start on this end. I'm going to hold on to it with this tool here because I do need to make a bend in it. This is a little bit long. I want the eye pins to kind of be the same size. Where you put the metal on the tool will determine how big the circle is. That one didn't turn out very well. That's a little bit better. Okay. As we make them, I'm going to actually attach them to the cubic zirconia. So I'm just going to pull this, separate it. I'm going to attach this on there in the interest of saving time. The cubic zirconias already came with a jump ring attached to them, so we got lucky there. We didn't have to do that, so it should be fairly easy. Bend it down. I'm just working with like standard aluminum. I'm not making very nice eye pins either. Sometimes I make good ones, sometimes I don't. It takes practice. You'll get used to it. What matters is the finished product and how it looks. And that the eye pins aren't open. That they're not going to be flimsy and open. So I don't have much that I'm working with here, so this one might not be big enough. That's pretty tight. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this side here. I'm going to open where it is, pulling it away from itself, and I'm going to add it on to the other jump ring on the cubic zirconia and just close it. Now, when we add the next segment on, we want to make sure that the cubic zirconia is facing up like that. So we have to be very careful when we put it on. Let's just pull this out. We're going to slide it upward and on. And let's just bend this back down. There we go. So now we've got 2 of them on. So let's make the eye pin for the other one. Let's find a spot. That one's a bit better. Straighten out my base. A little wonky there. Yeah, I'm using very flexible wire. It's just wire I like to play with. As you get better, you can use more precious metal, but it is very expensive, so that's why I use aluminum, and the diameter isn't that thick. So it's easy to manipulate, pliable. There, that one didn't turn out very well either. I'm overly critical of myself. Let's move this away from itself. We can see here, it doesn't really matter where we put the turquoise and how we put it on. What matters is how we put on the cubic zirconia. Bend that back towards itself. Now we're going to add cubic zirconia on. Again, we're going to go the opposite side here. We're going to bend this away from itself. Got to make sure, how's our cubic zirconia facing? It is facing up. So we want to slide this on so that it is facing up as well. Just double check. That did not go on correctly. It was a bit awkward. Let's see. All right, so we got to do it from the top here. Gotta slide it on that way, I think, or the other way. Nope, yep, we had it right the first time. Slide it on that way. Bend it back. And we should have it on the right way. Let's see. Is it gonna rest the right way? Okay. Let's see there. We'll see how it goes when we put the next one on. We can always make adjustments. Nothing is ever perfect. Okay, got another one. A little big there. Just going to snip a tiny bit off. Bend it back. That was a better one. Just going to open it. Attach it to this jump ring. Then we'll close it. Okay, looking pretty good. Let's add our other cubic zirconia. So if you hold the back of the eye pin tight, it won't spin around and it'll be easier to work with, even when you close it. Otherwise, you're going to be chasing it. There we go. Looking good. Let's do another one of these. Give it a good 90 bend. Start it off, go a little bit wider so that, there we go. I usually like to straighten it out after it gets in there. It's a little too big. The bigger it is, the bigger the hole will be, and it won't match. Grab it there, bend it back. It's rotating on me. Okay, so now let's open it. Just going to slide it on to the jump ring. Keep holding the end. Close it. And then we looking good. We're down to our last cubic zirconia. Again, hold the end of the eye pin tight. I like to have the eye pin opening facing me. It's easier to pull it away from itself if you do that, I find. And now I have to make sure. So now it's upside down, so I want to turn it. And that means I've got to put it on this way. Slide it on from here. Sometimes it's hard to get it past the bead. Just hook it on there. Come on, it keeps pushing the bead forward. Oh, somebody is getting excited downstairs. Then we're going to turn it over and just bend that back. Give it a little squeeze. Now we're going to add our very last turquoise. If you notice some of it's rotating, that'll be easy fix. We can just turn this head pin a little bit and adjust it. But overall, it looks pretty good. And then bend that down. Again. Add it on to the bead. Again, it's a little too much. Hold it still. Bend that down. I remember the first time I started making these, and I would get so frustrated because I couldn't make the eye pin look the way I wanted it to. Like that. That's not really the way it's supposed to look. It's more supposed to look like this, with that nice bend in there. But you know what? You figure it out as you go. You get better as you work it. So let's hold this. Pull that away. Hold the end, add it, and then bend it back, holding the end. All right, so now we've pretty much finished. This one here is turning, so I'm just going to hold this end here and just bend that a little bit. You can adjust it. Let me see, what did I do there? I think I bent it the wrong way. So you can just play with it and adjust it and get it to bend the right way. I think that looks pretty good. Let's add our lobster clasp and finish off this project. Let's open this. We're going to add it on one end. And let's close it. And then let's add the other end. And open it. It's easier to do it with it already attached to the lobster clasp, so you don't have to deal with 3 individual pieces. And there we have it. Did we miss anything? I don't think so. Turquoise, cubic zirconia, turquoise, cubic zirconia, turquoise, and 1 cubic zirconia. So there we have an upcycled turquoise and cubic zirconia bracelet. That is really, really pretty. Let's see if we can get it on. If it doesn't fit me, we can easily add additional jump rings onto the other end. But because I measured, it fits perfect. So there you have it. Isn't that pretty? Very, very pretty. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by and watching the channel. I did want to mention that we are having a contest to name Mrs. Bangles, to give her a first name. In the video before this one, if you go and add the comment about what you think her first name should be, my 7-year-old is going to pick the winner on November the 25th, which is my 16th year wedding anniversary. And the winner will win a fabulous box of jewelry. I'm going to put it together and show you in the next video what you could win. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, take care of yourselves.